So, I thought today we could make some bread and then we'll use the bread to make pizza crusts and make pizza. Now this is really easy. Bread is one of those things that chefs always say, it's easy, it's easy, it's easy, but for some reason people get quite intimidated by it. You don't need to be intimidated by it. All you need is some bread flour, which I've got white bread flour here. You need sugar, you need yeast, and I've got little sachets of yeast. You should have 3, I only have 2. We're just going to give it a go, I'm sure it'll be fine. And you need some salt, and then you need tepid water. Now I never quite understand what tepid water means. Blood temperature, they say. What does that mean? I don't know. I kind of just assume it means not cold and not really, really hot. So, simple. This is what you do. You take a pint of tepid water, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put the yeast into the pint of water, and then you want the yeast to kind of start bubbling away. So along with the yeast you put a tablespoon of sugar and just leave it. Okay, that's about a tablespoon of sugar. So there's a couple of sort of basic rules. That's one of them. Tepid water, yeast and sugar together. Leave it. Now, in my mixing bowl, I need salt first. This is the other rule. You're supposed to put a tablespoon of salt. I always get really nervous using that much salt, so I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of salt, 2/3 of a tablespoon. So you put the salt in the bottom of the bowl, okay? Because you don't, well, you'll see why in a minute. Put the salt in the bottom of the bowl and you're gonna cover it with the flour. Here's my flour. I need 1 kilogram of flour. This bag is 1.5 kilograms. So I could eyeball it and just guess what would a kilogram be, but I don't trust myself to do that, so I have scales. Right, so I'm going to turn my scales on. I'm going to put my bowl straight onto the scales, and I'm going to pour in 1 kilogram of flour, which completely covers the salt. Okay, so yeah, see daisy, 920, 980. Oh, it's over 1 kilogram. That's all right. Okay, so just take some out. Perfect. That's exactly 1 kilogram. Now, put my flour over there. I've got 1 kilogram flour. I've got salt in the bottom, and then all you do is you pour in your yeast and sugar and water. Make sure you get everything out of the jug. Okay. All right. Now, if you'd like to follow me, we're going to go to the mixer. Okay, now I've got my mixer, and the reason why I use a mixer, although you don't have to, is I just can't be bothered to knead bread. Alright, I'm not one of these people who just loves kneading bread. I haven't got time. So I am going to use a dough hook and my big mixer. If you want, you can knead bread for 10 minutes. You might like it. Might be therapeutic. And then I'm just going to turn it on. And what's going through my head is that I've just said how easy this is, and it's going to fail spectacularly, but we shall see. So if you look, looks okay. Mixing, everything okay. I'm going to turn it up in a minute and then mix it for 10 minutes. Okay, so it's now been mixing for 10 minutes and I'm going to take it out of the mixer, and just to get it off the hook I'm going to put flour on my hands just so that the dough doesn't stick to my hands and become a bit of a mess. Okay. Get this off. Right, and so what you are left with is dough. So that's what the dough looks like now. And I am going to let it rise for an hour. We'll see what happens, because I didn't put enough yeast in, so, but fingers crossed. Okay, so when you are ready to make your pizza, you defrost your dough and you just make it into a pizza shape. It depends how thick you like it. I like it quite thin, and I've made a hole in my dough. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to patch it up with my fingers. There we go. Perfect. Now I have got a pan, but I've also got a pizza brick which gets hot in the oven. I'm going to use both because I have 3 to make. So I'm going to put this one in the pan. Going to make another one just with my hands. Pizza Express, you see them throwing them up in the air. I don't think I'm going to do that. I could try. I think it might go horribly wrong. Oh, I don't know why that's a good thing. I think that'll do. Second one, go, and then number 3. Okay. Should I throw it up in the air? Hey. Ooh. Got a few little holes which I need to patch up. Okay, so that's a nice shape, I think. Let these rest. We're going to let them rest for, I don't know, half an hour, and then we'll come back and put toppings on them. Come on, right, there you go, all done. So you can see what they look like. That looks pretty good to me. And then that's the other one. Now I need to clean up.